congratulations on securing the offer at Travel and Leisure.
Thank you. It's I've never had to go through this many interviews. So I pulled the metrics, 53 or 54 interviews. I 100% know that I needed the help. What I valued of the service was that you guys taught me a different approach. It's changed me. It's changed the way I look at marketing myself. If I was in the market again looking, you guys would be my first call for sure.
Following is a conversation with our client Chad Gibson. We landed him a director of cloud platforms role at Travel Plus Leisure. He came to us at a time when leadership changes at his previous company had led to several layoffs around him. He was fortunately unaffected by them, but many, including Chad, weren't happy with the new leadership and the changes they had brought. So a few key members at his previous company also quit. We began his job search, and in the first 3 months of it, he landed 23 interviews. Many were concurrent within the same week. So with him being frustrated with his leadership at the time and seeing the kind of momentum he was getting with the job search with us, he quit his job even before he landed his next one. We went on to land him some 50 plus interviews and eventually his ideal next role in the environment of his choosing. So without further ado, let's crack right into what he has to say about our service.
I would love to have a sort of candid chat about your experience about the service and the job search in general. And I would love to hear your, honest feedback. Be it.
Yeah, I wish I did a little bit of a retrospective the other day, and I was thinking about what would I have done differently in this search. And there was certainly a learning curve to begin with, and I think engaging with Wolf while I was still employed with Sorensen was absolutely the right decision, because I also, not only did it help me, but it also helped me to see how miserable I was. And I think I know that was a factor on my interview performance, because I wasn't able to escape myself. I wasn't able to get out of my own head and being that miserable. And I honestly, I don't think that I've been as dark or frustrated as I was at Sorensen. So I appreciate all the help that you guys did. And while I think that it was important for me to recognize that I needed to get away, it also helped me see that I could then lean in on this process and start to get a little bit more engaged, and it helped me on the prepping. So no second guessing or any regrets or anything in terms of the engagement with Wolf. I 100% know that I needed the help. And like I said, I learned a lot in terms of how to better market myself, how to be, I think the thing that I noticed the first self-transformation, if you will, was noticing that despite me being a very direct, lean forward kind of personality, I'm kind of a big chicken sometimes when it comes to being told no. And I had to get over that. I had to get out of my head and not be intimidated or have imposter syndrome of what my skill set is, what I've accomplished in my career. To me, it's not about being impressive. It's just about being being a well-rounded individual that can bring that experience to the table and show up with it, right? And be able to help drive significant change. So you guys helped me to definitely see some of that imposter syndrome along the way. One thing that I would have changed, I think probably at least midpoint, maybe even before having left Sorensen, was I don't remember where it was, whether it was something that Varun had posted, but it was kind of one of his video blogs on LinkedIn, and the headline of it caught my eye one day, and I watched it, and it was, "Be very choosy about what you apply for." I think that I immediately saw a difference, right? Because it was the difference of getting an interview versus getting no interviews. And so it was hard at times to keep the pace with just the interview flow, let alone think iteratively about, was the quality of the interview flow the right fit? So to me, that was kind of a hindsight moment for, if I was to do it all over again, I think that I would tell you guys to start influencing your clients not to overlook quality versus quantity, because yes, quantity helps you evolve your quality as a candidate, but it doesn't help you evolve the emotional roller coaster.
Any particular aspect about the service that you especially like?
I like the fact that you guys make yourself available to be able to help. The other things, I think I've already said it. I mean, I can re-say it, but what I valued of the service was that you guys taught me a different approach. You taught me to look at the things that are the reasons why I never went into a sales role. It's not that I'm not confident. It's where I'm confident and the time frames what I'm confident about and what I'm confident about. So, all right, we all have imposter syndrome, and we spend so much time focused on technology that we sometimes forget to work on that polish of yourself. And I don't have that problem, I think, in terms of building relationships, but extending yourself out there, being comfortable with that, just to the cold calling aspect of the job search. It took time to get over that. And that was something that I don't think that you would learn without being exposed to something like a process that Wolf is pushing you to do, because at some point it wasn't about me being more comfortable with it. There wasn't time. And so it's like, okay, you have to make time to get the work done. So get over it, suck it up and get through it. Right. And so there's an element of that's what I'm saying I'm very appreciative of, because it's changed me. It's changed the way I look at marketing myself. Ultimately, it just helps make me more confident in terms of what I'm capable to do. So I like that about your service. You guys help somebody that is, technologists in general are introverts, especially some technology leaders, or there's a reason why you hide in technology, because you don't have to be upfront or be as vocal or be a sales and marketing or product. And so there's an element of that you guys help kind of supplement. And then ultimately you end up being stronger at it as a client. So I'm very appreciative of that.
Oh, I'm more than flattered that our service, made an impact in your personal life as well, instead of just professional.
And the other piece, I think that while there's always an opportunity to improve every resume, and now there's no such thing as perfect, I think that you guys did a meaningful update to my resume as well. And it showed. I mean, regardless of how good or, if you did it on a bar of 1 to 10, where mine was at before you got it, it clearly was improved afterwards. Now, I do think that you guys put a healthy blend of tying together a meaningful narrative into it, and you spend a great amount of time listening to your clients. And I think that that's certainly a value add and a strength.
So speaking about the next role at Travel Plus Leisure, how does that position you for your future endeavors?
So, one, it's a healthy, medium-sized business. What I like about Travel and Leisure, one, it's tourism tech. And in my state, that's important. There were a lot of roles that before I was with Wolf that I had applied for that were at a hotel, at a Marriott, right? A healthy on-site, but something in Orlando, I wasn't even looked at. And I feel like it's because it's that same thing that you run into, whether you have spent time in banking and, banking. I think property management, tourism tech, and banking are some of the closest where they don't let you in unless you've had that experience, because they still believe that nobody could possibly understand this business. So therefore, we're not going to look at anybody else or diversify our employee base. I don't think I got that. I didn't get that vibe from Travel and Leisure at all. So that was a good thing. But I think the play on having experience, having it be in the tourism technology space is a significant benefactor, just as much as having health tech or insure tech, which I have a little bit of that experience, but it's still not the same as being. So in insure tech, it's interesting because I was a provider for a SaaS product in the insure tech space, and it didn't matter because I didn't have P&C, property and casualty experience. And I'm like, you guys are ridiculous. But anyways, that's the market. What I see in Travel and Leisure is that it's certainly the right thing.
Sounds lovely. Sounds lovely.
Yeah.
Lastly, how do you plan on celebrating this success, man?
I've already started. Well, so interestingly enough, last Friday we met up with our friends. There's a local place called JB's Fish Camp. It's like a local dive, but they've got great food and they've got really good rum runners. So we went and had lunch and met our friends, spend time with family. So instead of going out on the boat, we'll probably make it a pool day. Our friends have a boat, so a lot of times we go out on their boat. But thank you. If I was in the market again looking, you guys would be my first call for sure.
You have a great.
Thank you.
Let's stay in touch.
All right, we'll stay in touch for sure. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.